Welcome to Digimon Analyzer. This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm a Digimon Analyzer. Join me as I talk about, let's see, Odaiba Day, Tom Fahn, and the Guyver Geek, and Ultraman aesthetics. It's kind of a lot, but it's okay. We'll do it. We'll take care of it all. So, yeah, I touched on Odaiba Day a little bit last time. I think it's really cool, first of all, that there's this thing that's in the show. It's actually from the show that fans have latched onto, and that eventually, I guess, Bandai or Toei, I don't know. I don't know if it's Bandai or Toei, one of the two, or both of them together, have latched on to where they make a thing of it to make Odaiba Day the actual, like to actually do something on that day. So like I mentioned on the YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure they've been counting down, and months ago, like maybe 2 or 3 months ago, there was a Digimon 25th anniversary trailer. It was all in Japanese, but it like kind of went back, and it was mostly all adventure stuff, and it was really emotional. It felt really good, and I thought, okay, well, there's this announcement, but or there's this 25th anniversary trailer, but what's it a trailer of? What's exactly going on? So, um, because this connects, don't worry. Because of Ultraman Rising, which is great. If you haven't seen it yet, I strongly suggest you see it. If you like Digimon, you'll like it. Yeah, I think that's a subjective fact or an objective fact. If you like Digimon, you'll like Ultraman Rising. Anyway, so the um the thing is that Ultraman Rising has this scene where the main character jumps off of a cliff and transforms and into Ultraman, and he flies off and whatever. He goes to the rescue. In Guyver 2 Dark Hero, which this is Digimon Connected, don't worry, the hero runs and jumps off a cliff and then transforms and he flies. He doesn't actually, Guyver doesn't, well, Guyver does fly, but in the movies he never really flies. He's got a gravity control unit thing on his belt, but anyway, we don't want to talk about that. I'll talk about that later. So he like flies, he soars basically on the parts of his suit that are above him, so he kind of looks like a butterfly, honestly. And then he lands, and as he's landing, the parts of the armor grab around him, and then he runs off and goes and saves the girl or whatever. Um, so how does this connect to Digimon? Well, the Guyver Geek, which is a great YouTube channel I just found out about recently, uh, there's a guy there. I don't remember his name at the moment. I'm so sorry. But he has this podcast he's doing called Guyver Legends, I believe. And on Guyver Legends, he was interviewing none other than Tom Fahn. Tom Fahn is the voice of Agumon in Digimon Adventure, Digimon Adventure 02. I think he comes back. Well, he's come back for some stuff. And he's done other voices, other places, lots of other voices. He did voices on Guyver, the 1989, I believe it is, OVA. It's a 12-part series. It's 12 VHS tapes, 12 episodes, six stories over here, 6 episodes connected here, and then six over here. So it's like kind of like a two-part story, basically. It's like two arcs, really. There's one arc and then the next, and they're both 6 episodes long. Anyway, so Tom Fahn did the voice of Sho Fukumachi, who is Guyver number one. Um, Steve Bloom did the voice of Agito Makishima, who is Guyver 3. Also, he's Steve Bloom. Like, everybody, if you're into anime, I think you know who Steve Bloom is. If you are lowly like me and you watch the dubs. Anyway, so, Spike Spiegel, a bunch of other people. Anyway, Art Yamaki from Tamers, Black War Greymon. So actually, I know Agumon and Black War Greymon. I was gonna say Greymon and War Greymon, but no, because I don't think Tom Fahn does the voice of anybody but Agumon. I mean, he's Koromon Agumon, but he's not. I don't know. Is Tom Fahn also Koromon, or he's just Agumon? I'm not diminishing. Anyway, so the point is, the Guyver Geek had Tom Fahn on for an interview, and it was a fantastic interview. Tom seems like an amazing guy, super nice guy, and it was a really cool conversation. And in it, he mentioned that they, Studiopolis maybe, I can't remember, maybe it was Mary Elizabeth, I can't remember her name. Anyway, one of his old dubbing pals who worked on Digimon with him and other stuff, um, got together at the behest of, I don't know whoever has the license right now, and they took Digimon the movie and they split it up into the three original movies that it was, and they went ahead and redubbed the whole thing. And he worked on that for some portion, at least one portion, if not two. I'll be interested to see if they expanded his role and gave him more characters to voice in that or not. And he said, and this interview was from 2 months ago, so it would have been in May, I guess. He told Guyver Geek that they'd gotten all the cast together that was still alive, and whoever they didn't get, who, anybody who'd passed, unfortunately, they got people who were sound alikes, and they redid the movie, and they did it like straight. It's in the Japanese style. It's uncut, is how people refer to it, and it'll be really interesting. That's going to come out pretty soon. I think that that's either going to come out on Odaiba Day or it's going to be announced, which that's tomorrow as I'm recording this. So we'll see. You'll know by the time this is out what happened. So I think that's pretty interesting. But I got all excited because I thought I misheard. I thought, and I left a comment, and Guyver Geek commented, and I listened back to it and said, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought Tom Fahn was saying, and he did not say this. I thought he was saying that they redubbed the entire Digimon Adventure in this uncut style where it's, I guess, presumably like Adventure 2022 or 2020 was, where it's just a straight translation except for the names. They changed the names of the characters to make it more palatable to the original dub fans, which is understandable for marketing purposes only, or alone, I should say. But yeah, I thought that's what he was saying, but no, he's saying that they're releasing it. And I looked it up. Discotek is releasing it, and it will be the due date is still pending, or the day out is release date is still pending, but it will be the original Digimon movie that Saban made. Will Angela Anaconda be there or not? I don't know. We'll see. But it's going to be that, and then it's the movie with Tai and Kari when they're little kids, the Agumon, the Koromon they meet. It's Hurricane Touchdown, or I guess Our Summer War is the one where Diabaramon comes along, and there's the whole Omnimon thing, and then I think that's our war game. Our war game, sorry. So I don't know what the first one's called. Then I believe it's Our War Game, and then the separate movie is Hurricane Touchdown. That's the one where the season 2 kids go to America, um, and there's Willis and whatever, which I heard his name's Wallace in the original. Anyway, so that's going to be 3 separate films, and the DVD or Blu-ray will have both the Saban cut and then these 3 uncut, separate, distinct from each other movies. So that's really exciting to me. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. And Ultraman 6. Oh yeah, yeah. So the last thing I was going to say, and I hinted to this in the last episode, that something I personally connect Digimon uh, with Ultraman, and yeah, I'll do some editing. I'll go ahead and add right here at about 7.5 minute mark the why that's the case, and maybe this is like a thing that's done in like a ton of Japanese media, or maybe Ultraman's so big and so successful and so prevalent in like the otaku or geek or nerd culture, whatever in Japan, that people who get into making shows about monsters, um, kid shows about monsters, they just inevitably do things from Ultraman for them. But I don't know. I do kind of feel like there is some sort of spiritual succession from Ultraman into Digimon, and like I haven't watched a ton of Ultraman, but I've watched most of the Digimon out. I think, maybe not. I haven't watched Ghost Game. I haven't watched Applemon or whatever that's called. I'm like the first 4 seasons. I've got Data Squad on deck to watch at some point soon. But I've certainly thought about Digimon a lot, and I've watched a lot. I just haven't watched all of it. And the content keeps getting bigger and bigger. I read all the Digimon Next manga, which was fantastic. Um, and Anyway, I think a lot of the aesthetics of Ultraman are in Digimon, and even okay, this is interesting. So I have a small child who lives in my home and eats my food, and I will watch Ultraman, and he watches Ultraman, and actually, he watches Ultraman sometimes without me. I played Digimon season. I'm gonna start yelling now. I played Digimon Adventure 2020 for him, I put it on. And he came over and he said, "Hey, where's Ultraman?" And he said that because the music, the theme music, the background music, um, in some parts of it sounds very much like the kind of orchestrated music that they use in Ultraman, which I think is really impressive. So I think there are a lot of things there visually and also in the style of the show that demonstrate that at least the people who were making Digimon um, wanted to pull in these Ultraman-like elements. So a major thing is like the color panel with the silhouette of the character with the eyes, you can the eye cutouts, you say, or so to speak, and the mouth cutouts for you to see. So I'll probably, well, you'll be seeing the images up here, and I think that's a perfect comparison. I think that's really interesting. And when I first saw that, because I checked out the Japanese version of Digimon, only recently, like within a year, and I already been watching Ultraman for a little while, and I saw the similarities, and I thought, huh, that's super interesting. And I don't know where to go with that or what to do with that, but I just think that's kind of interesting. I just want to talk about some general stuff and give you a little bit more of my background and kind of the things I think about and the way I connect things together from disparate sources. And I'll the goal is not to go on tangents when I'm talking about either Digimon Liberator or or the Digimon shows or movies, but just kind of giving you an idea of how I think about things and just sharing with you some thoughts about Digimon on this Odaiba Day. I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe to keep up with me. Like and share to help me reach more people like you. And go to mjmunoz.com to find your next favorite thing. And don't forget to let your voice be heard. Stories are always better when you're part of the conversation. Until next time, be well. This is MJ signing out. This has been a Story Over Everything production.